everybody, this is Ryan Smith and welcome back to Secret Chord. In this video, I would like to talk about having the right roadmap for your music. We'll talk about what that could mean for you specifically, but I want to start off by talking about a book by Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That book was revelatory for me. It changed my perception of how I went about life in general. One of the things he said in the book was he had an analogy of a boss telling an employee to deliver a package, and they were in Chicago. The boss gave the employee the map and said, "This is the location you need to make this delivery to." There was one major flaw. The roadmap that the boss handed the employee was actually a misprint, and it was really a roadmap of Milwaukee. So this employee goes out and starts to try to find this location. They're very determined, they're hardworking, they've got a good mental attitude, and they go out there to try to find this, but they have the wrong roadmap. So of course they inevitably get lost. So the employee calls his boss and said, "I can't find the location, what can I do?" The boss says, "Try harder." So he starts to increase the speed in which he's trying to find this location that he can't find. And he works extra hard to get there, but still doesn't arrive at his destination. So he calls the boss again and said, "I still can't find this location." The boss says, "Have a positive mental attitude." So at this point, the employee is now cheerfully lost. They have a great attitude, which is a very good thing, but that is not going to get them where they're trying to go on its own. So this analogy is amazing. That roadmap to you can apply to your practice habits. In other words, if you're practicing wrong, which by the way, I have this video, click on that link if you haven't seen yet, how to avoid practicing wrong. So having the correct roadmap, which is essentially for practicing, breaking things down so they're completely the way you want them to be ultimately, and working on them in that regard. For example, make sure you have the correct notes in the correct order first. Make sure that you are using the best fingerings possible. That's a huge mistake people make. They might practice something over and over, and they can never get as good at the song that they're trying to play because they're using bad fingerings. They don't allow you to ever play it as well as you potentially could. Another thing is having the correct rhythms. If you don't understand the rhythm that you're playing, you're never going to get it right. Or playing too fast and playing mistakes. I've heard so many amazing speed guitarists say the best way to play fast is by practicing slow. That's the key. So you need to do a lot of slow practice, developing the habits that you want to be able to do at lightning speed, if that's your aim. So it can relate to practicing, but it can also relate to songwriting. I'm going to share a story about someone I was recently working with. They had a beginning of a song start. They assumed that the track was in a particular key. And there would be good reason to think that, because some keys share similar chords. If you're dealing with a non-diatonic chord, a chord that's going to step outside of the key, it can appear that you are in a key, but you're actually not, and the tonal center is different. So the roadblock that this writer was running into was that they couldn't figure out how to proceed from there. Everything they tried didn't work. It just didn't feel right. So what we did is go back and look at the song and analyze it. And the conclusion we came to was that he was actually writing in a different key, and there was a non-diatonic chord in that. Once we had the right key, every chord started sounding good that he went to. He had all kinds of ideas, and he was able to complete the track. So that's another example. If you don't have the right roadmap in your writing, that can be a hindrance. Another thing to consider is your career. If you are taking music that seriously and you are trying to make it your living or part of your living, If you don't have the proper roadmap to do that, you'll never achieve it. There are a lot of resources out there on the music business. I'll be posting more things here about that as well. But you need to understand the business thoroughly and know how you can get to the level that you want to. I do recommend Rick Barker. He has a great channel and an excellent program for learning the music business. Also, Manifest has a really good program. I'll post the links in the text. So there are many resources out there that will allow you to learn about how you can compete in the modern music business and achieve your goals. But if you just head out there blindly and shoot for the stars, it's not likely to happen. So having the correct roadmap is really a matter of leadership, and then executing the plan is management. And you as an artist, you as a performer, you as a songwriter or a producer need to be your own leader. You need to have that roadmap for you to move forward. And then management is something that can be other people, a team of people helping you achieve those goals. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Great to see you virtually again, and I will see you next time. All right, rock and roll.